25 worst things patients went through. According to Reddit, number 25. 19-year-old who is 38 weeks pregnant was stabbed 9 times in the chest. Emergency C-section was done in the trauma bay. The doctors were losing their shit. There was blood everywhere. Everyone was losing their shit, and the mom died a few days later. I am not sure if the baby made it. Last I heard about it, the baby was in NICU having frequent seizures. Jesus Christ. Looks like we're starting this list off with a bang. Forgive me. I should really proofread these. But isn't this exactly what we're looking for? It is the worst things that people have been through. Number 24. I have seen so many people die, but the worst one by far was a man with active bleeding, hemorrhaging from his esophagus due to long-term alcoholism. Jesus Christ, man, come on now. This was many years ago, and there are better ways to treat it now. But at the time, the treatment for this kind of hemorrhaging was putting an inflatable tube down the throat into the stomach. It was attached to some kind of helmet that you had to put on the patient afterwards, which was tough. You would inflate the tube to stop the bleeding, but also aspirate the blood out of the stomach with a huge syringe. Just putting it in was horrible. The patient was so scared. There was blood everywhere. He was vomiting, shitting blood. He could hardly talk due to the bleeding. This was in the ER. We got IVs into him, started transfusions pouring into him as fast as they'd go. We worked on him for as long a time as we could, but he didn't make it. What I remember is how hard he fought, how scared he was, and how much blood there was. This was before rubber gloves were worn for everything. Jesus Christ. Is this the Middle Ages? I just threw out my uniform. Everyone's shoes were soaked. My God, I never saw anything like it. Before or since. Don't become an alcoholic. Don't get cirrhosis or esophageal varices. It's a bad way to go. Boy, I don't often say things like viewer discretion is advised, okay? If you're a little boy, then your odds are you're a little edgy shitlord in training. But if you're a little girl and your titties ain't big enough, you need to bounce the fuck up off this channel, you feel me? Like, listener discretion is advised, because it's more about what you're hearing than what you're watching, huh? But fuck me. Don't. I mean, maybe this will prepare you for whatever hospital work you want to grow up to do. My God. Number 23 on the list of 25 worst things patients went through reads as follows. This is my story from when I was in the ICU for over 2 months. Oh boy. So there's a link. Oh my God. Dare I scroll down, my dude? Well, my God. It's an interactive adventure, ladies and gentlemen. I guess viewer discretion advised at this point. Who knows what we could find in here? NSFW. 2014 was the year from hell for me. Started in the end of February when I completely tore my patellar. Let's try that again. Yeah, patellar tendon in a skiing competition. My knee swelled right up. A story of my time in the hospital that year. Bing bong. I went in for surgery. Little did I know how much I would spend in the hospital that year. You see the diagram of the surgery written on my sheet. My knee got sewn back together with Kevlar thread. A story of my time in the hospital last year. Okay, so it's becoming clear that that's something that's just going to be at the end of every one of them. But if Kyle wanted to be a particularly asshole narrator, he could read it after every fucking iteration. Page 3 here. The aftermath a week or so after the surgery when the bandage pump came off. A story of my time in the hospital last year. I had to wear a knee brace for over 8 weeks. It was locked out for several weeks before I was able to gradually bend it, more each week in physical therapy. I was still in a knee brace when the next thing happened. The next thing? A story of my time in the hospital last year. Boy, I'm not ready for anything too ghastly. Oh my God. Okay, so you're in the back of an ambulance. In May, the doctor randomly found a tumor in my clavicle and did a biopsy, clearing out the tumor and leaving a hole in my collarbone. A week later, I had severe abdominal pain. I went to the ER and they thought that I was full of shit. Literally, they gave me an enema and did blood work and x-rays. I was in so much pain that I could not lay still or walk. They got my blood work back and saw that my calcium level was 14.5, which is off the fucking charts, enough to kill you. They put me on an ambulance, rushed me to the bigger hospital 200 miles away, and they would have life flighted me, but it was snowing and they couldn't fly. This would begin my 9.5-week hospital stay, a story of my time in the hospital last year. Okay? 6 of 24. What am I looking at? They pulled this giant tumor out of my parathyroid glands. This non-cancerous tumor was taking all the calcium out of my bones and putting it into my organs. CAT scans showed holes in the clavicle, T12 vertebrae, and pelvis. My kidneys were completely encased in calcium, and I had severe pancreatitis. They kept me alive by hydrating me so severely that it diluted the calcium in my blood. I had so much water on me that I looked like the Pillsbury Doughboy. My ankles were twice as big as normal, and my scrotum was swollen so much that it was the size of a grapefruit. Ladies, they would pull liters of fluid off of me a day in dialysis. A story of my time in the hospital last year. This is a great story. I could have made this a separate video. Okay. Oh my God. Number 7. What a trooper. The tumor is out. I am feeling better. Anytime I was able to get out of bed and eat and drink was a good day. You can see the scar on my neck. It would not last long. A story of my time in the hospital last year. Number 8. I went into respiratory failure and had to be put on a ventilator. Around this time, I also got C. diff, which is a hospital bug that will make you shit yourself to death if not treated. One of the treatments for that is fecal transplant. What? But lucky for me, some different antibiotics were able to eventually take care of it. I had to piss and shit out of tubes for weeks. A story of my time in the hospital last year. Trying to communicate with my friends with my hands strapped to the bed. I could not spell words. I was in the twilight zone for a lot of the time from all of the drugs. Lots of crazy memories, alternate realities, hallucinations. They had an ice blanket on me to lower the fever. A story of my time in the hospital last year. Anyone entering the room had to put on a special gown because I was infectious. Jesus Christ. A story of my time in the hospital last year? 11 of 24. Lots of stuff keeping me alive. A story of my time in the hospital last year. After a week, they took me off the ventilator and let me breathe of my own volition. They have you cough when you pull the big tube out of your throat. They slowly started letting me eat, drink, and transferred me to a smaller hospital. The story of my time in the hospital last year. I was in the smaller hospital one night and was transferred back after I threw up blood with my breakfast. Jesus Christ, my man. Jesus Christ. They found internal bleeding and pseudocysts on my pancreas. I kept going downhill and then had a pulmonary embolism, which is a blood clot in the lungs. I was then back on the ventilator. I also had sepsis and pneumonia several times. I was a pro at being on the ventilator at that point, so they let me be unrestrained and even got me in a chair one day. They put a tube through my ribcage into the cyst on my pancreas and drained it over a week or two. I also had a cyst in my pelvis that was not found till months later. The cyst would show up on my bladder scans, which led to repeated catheterizations. While they tried to empty my already emptied bladder, my heart was enlarged and had a resting heart rate of 160 for a while. A story of my time in the hospital last year. 14 of 24. After a week plus on the ventilator, they weaned me off again. They slowly started putting me on ice chips, then thick liquids, then solids, and liquids at last. I went weeks without a drink of water, which was the worst part of the whole thing, being so insanely thirsty and not getting any, even ice chips. I went a long time without eating as well, and they could not even feed me with a feeding tube for almost a week because of the cysts putting pressure on my abdomen. You see the port for dialysis in my neck. I had to have dialysis for the most of the stay because my kidneys were shut down, and I'm very lucky that they came back and I did not have to get a transplant. The story of my time in the hospital last year. God, what a trooper, man. Holy shit. Could you do it? Listeners, could you do this shit? My God. My God. I was moved back to the smaller hospital and gradually got better. This is my first time outside in the sun in nearly 2 months, besides the few seconds on my ambulance transfers. I slowly gained my strength back and was able to walk short distances with a walker. Previously, I was too weak to stand up or even move in a bed at some times, and I had to be propped up on pillows because of bed sores. A story of my time in the hospital last year. Number 16 of 24. Oh shit. I was transferred to rehab hospital across town to prepare to go home. I spent several weeks there, doing physical and occupational therapy several times a day. I was like living in an old folks' home with a bunch of old people recovering from surgeries. I gained strength to walk short distances and do simple tasks like going to the bathroom and cooking food. Bing my bong. Story of my time in the hospital last year. Wait a goddamn minute. There we care. There we care. Number 17 of 24. After 9.5 weeks, I was finally discharged. I spent over 2 weeks on life support, 2 months in the intensive care unit. This was mid-July. I had gone from 180 pounds to 100. Well, damn, baby.
Brown eye, slang term for butthole or anus. When the brown eye winks, the whole room stinks.
Totally appropriate for what we're doing right now. Special thanks to Jesus for, I don't even know, you know, for being Jesus, you know, on this Valentine's Day. A story of my time in the hospital last year. Number 18 of 24. Well, September, I started getting abdominal pains again. A CAT scan revealed another pancreatic pseudocyst. After sitting for 12 hours in the emergency room, I was admitted again and hung out for 8 days after they put another drain on me. No drama this time, fortunately. A story of my time in the hospital last year. Number 19 out of 24. Look at him on the scale. I continued to lose weight. This was near my lowest of 133 pounds. I am 6'2" and was 250 at my heaviest in college before I lost some weight. Story of my time in the hospital last year. Number 20 of 24. Damn. Here is a scar from my clavicle biopsy. The wound festered for weeks, and they would have to pack it with sterile strips, which had to be replaced daily. Just a hole they stuffed stuff in till it healed. Story of my time in the hospital last year. Number 21. My pancreas was damaged and clogged from the calcium, so it was not secreting enzymes, which help you absorb nutrients and food. I was eating a good amount, but it was going right through me, and I was starving to death. Here you can see my hip. Oh my God. Man, that's what reminded me of the hospital last year. Oh my God. This is what we were all wondering about with this story, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. This is what we were all wondering about this damn story. $99,000, $99,000, $99,000. What the fuck? Holy shit. Well, the bills kept coming and they don't stop coming. Sorry. Apparently the ICU is something like $19,000 a day. Times that by my 2 months. Luckily, I had hit my out-of-pocket maximum of $5,000 on my knee, so insurance took care of pretty much anything. Insurance, baby. Holy shit. I don't have that. You know what I'm talking about? Don't get sick. Or if I do, die quickly. You know what I'm talking about? A story of my time in the hospital last year. Oh my God. All that glitters is insurance. Number 23. Oh, he looks better here. But I mean, it's not appropriate that he made himself a skeleton. Put my skeleton figure to good use at Halloween. I ended up going to USC and seeing a specialist. They ended up putting 3 stents from my pancreas into my stomach to drain the cysts that kept coming back. They put these in November and took them out in March. They gave me a pig enzyme pills to take with meals, and I was able to gain weight back to over a few months, and I've settled at a good weight of 169. Story of my time out of the hospital last year. See what I did there? Number 24. After all that I went through, I was able to make a full recovery. I feel even better than before everything happened. They say that I had the tumor for years, and it was slowly killing me until I was nearly dead. Looking back, I can definitely see the signs. I was always tired, sore, wasn't really feeling myself, was throwing up randomly in the mornings. The only lasting damage is in my pancreas. Because of that, I have diabetes, and I have to take a shot at night and monitor my blood sugar. I also can't drink any alcohol at all. Not a bad price to pay to be alive. Here I am surfing behind a boat, and I also bought a motocross bike and have done a lot of hiking and mountain biking this summer. What a difference a year makes. Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
I'm sorry.
I'm thirsty. The roof of my mouth was just itching. And then we got fucking curly face over here.
Shut up.
Oh my God. So wow, what a harrowing story, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I don't know if you guys may have been abreast of what was going down, but apparently there was a shooting at a school, a high school in Florida today. And that really does suck, you know. Because apparently the kid didn't go to the school anymore. He just rolled in, started busting people up. Just opened fire. I think he, I don't know. I haven't verified shit. But from what it sounds like, he went in, he, you know, he initiated the fire alarm, which made the students flee out into the hallway, and then he just opened fire, fucked them up. And to me, what sucks the most about the whole ordeal is just how disgusting the the media was being about it. Like the news reporters were genuinely just looking for people to fucking I don't need to tell you. I can illustrate this shit right here. All right, so let me open this up in a new tab so we can see it a little bit bigger. So here we have a tweet from somebody saying, you know, we're still locked in. We're in lockdown. I checked the local news and there are 20 victims. Long live Stoneman Douglas High, right? So then we got the news going. Hi, I'm from CBS News. Can you follow me back so we can find out some information? Are you okay? And then the person's just like, I just followed him. All right. The other person's like, can I call you? Hey, say word. Can I call you? Say word. Here's the comedy, guys. And I said this in the Discord, so I'm not going to like rehash my point. But the issue is, you know, you got these kids that, you know, have pretty much been in a live fire situation. I'll tell you the story about these cups later. Oh my God. You know, all of them are in lockdown. It's a very scary situation, dude. Imagine you somewhere where bullets flying, baby. The one thing you want to do is either hit the damn ground and play dead or fucking run, baby. But you can't run when you in school and they've initiated lockdown. So after lockdown was over, finally, and the terror is over and these kids just trying to flee the damn school and get to their damn parents, you have reporters literally out there intercepting these kids going, oh, so you were in there? Can we talk? Can we talk? So you were scared? How did that feel? And there were people asking the kids like, oh, you were scared? How scared were you? You know what I mean? It was just disgusting. It was some like top tier vulture shit. You know what I mean? And hey, I'm a monster. Here's a meme that I made earlier today. Okay. When she choose you, but you only want to be friends. Okay. That's a Simpsons reference. Either you get it or you don't. Half of you were 4 years old, so you know. Rude, right? But the bottom line is this. Even I know, you know? Even I know, y'all gotta wind that shit down. Motherfucker, what are you doing? There was an instance of some parents freaking out on these reporters because the reporters were trying to get footage of the kids crying. The kids crying, y'all out here trying to record this shit? You know what I mean? God damn. Have some chill newsroom news. Like, media don't care. I know you're a dying form and the internet is destroying y'all, but come on, man. Y'all don't need to be scumbags. What a bucket of shit. What a bucket of shit. But hey, that's the way that the world is going right now, man. Just pray it doesn't happen to any of y'all. Because that's not what you send your kids off to school to hope to hear about, is some virgin asshole getting mad as hell and choosing Valentine's Day to come blow a bunch of kids' brains out. 20 niggas injured, you know what I mean? Look like 17 dead. Hey, I don't know. I don't want to know. But it's pretty bad. We read stories like this and man, them bills was the scariest part though. Come on now. 99,000, 99,000, 99,000, 99,000, 99,000. And he's just like, well, my insurance covered it. Good for him. I don't know what kind of galaxy class insurance this dude has where they're just like, you know what, buddy? You know what? Covered. You know, we've got you, you know, Nationwide is on your side. I'm like, well, hey, man. Hey, man. Most people wouldn't sink that money on anything. Okay. So there's that. Looks like everybody's talking about children. Okay. In the stream chat. Those are unbearable too. But as we make progress up the list of 25 worst things patients went through, we finally arrive at number 22. What a lengthy post number 23 was, but it was also a picture adventure that I was happy to bring you through. That guy's a special guy, and I hope that he leads a long-lasting life, the same that I wish for all of you. I'm clinical on a burn/trauma unit. The guy had third-degree burns on 80% of his body, and he had very little skin left. I could actually see part of his tibia. Fingertips were necrotic. He was heavily medicated, but still, I can't even fathom that kind of pain. I don't know if he made it because he was quite septic last time I was there. I now work in the NICU. Most babies end up doing pretty well and going home eventually, but some aren't so lucky. I could go on about the medical stuff, but really the worst is when their parents don't give a shit about them. Some parents live far away and have other kids to take care of, so it's understandable if they aren't there every day. But then there are others who never call, never visit, and no one can track them down. So the kid ends up being discharged to foster care. It just burns deep in my soul sometimes. One day I might hand a perfectly nice couple their baby to hold one last time while we withdraw life support, and the next day I'll be trying to soothe a baby, withdrawing the drugs his MIA mom took. Despite the challenges, I still love my job. Jesus Christ. Look, man, a lot of niggas complain about what they going through in their life. Oh, I'm worried about my job. I'm worried about, how I'm going to please my wife. I'm worried about where I'm going to be in a couple of, you know what I mean? But hey, you have somebody looking out for you, even if that person wasn't looking out for you 100% of the time. Think about how sad that is. A baby who was born and the parents fucking skipped the fuck out, never to see that kid again, baby. And worse, the poor people at the fucking hospital got to figure out what the parents are addicted to, so that the kid doesn't die instantly, because they are addicted to it. They're born addicted to it. Does it get worse than that? I'm not sure it does. Parents showing up to shit that baby out, then to dip, and then just, to basically pawn that baby off. If she could have, she literally probably would have had it in a dumpster if she wasn't so scared of her own safety. If she wasn't selfishly really scared that she wouldn't bleed out or something like that. So she came and had the hospital take care of her so that she could get rid of this baby. That's the world y'all are living in, and I know it better than most. But hey, these are the types of things that I don't want you guys to dwell on too much. You know what I'm talking about? Let's continue up the list. Bing bong. Number 21. I worked at a hospital in high school. I delivered food trays to hospital rooms, so it was a very easy job. We were encouraged to have brief conversations with the patients. You want to try to talk like I'm thirsty. It's not your fault. It's not your fault, Hannah. Hannah? It's not your fault, okay? It's not your fault.
Why would it be my fault?
I'm just saying. We were encouraged to have brief conversations with the patients to try and cheer them up a bit. The hardest one to deal with was our high school principal. Our principal dealt with 2,700 students, was beloved by all. Not often you find a person like that. Well, one day she got real sick and had to go to the hospital. God damn. I walked into her room and saw her in there. Somehow she remembered my name after I had only met her maybe twice. I saw her every day. I worked and saw her degrading for months. All during this time in school had their rumors that she was getting better. Somebody's mom saw her shopping. People heard she was coming back next week. I couldn't say anything, obviously, but it was very hard to deal with watching so many people have hope, and me knowing that truly was not looking good. She died about 3 months into being in the hospital, and the school was devastated. God damn. Nice to see Emmy in the stream chat. Fat Man seems to be having a good time as well. Looks like Rhea is here, but she's got too much clothes on as usual. Jesus seems to be posting pictures of all the legs he's broken. Every leg he breaks. Every leg you break, every X-ray take, I'll be watching you. Sorry. Baby, can't you see? You okay? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you stressed?
I'm fine.
What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong.
You want me to go get you something?
No.
Man.
Keep doing your list. You don't want me to go get you something to drink?
No, I let it go. I was teasing you. This is why I don't tease you, because you can handle it. Oh my god.
Handle a joke.
Oh my God. Number 20. Not exactly something I saw the patient go through. But I saw the sweetest old lady who was suffering with chronic kidney problems because when she was younger, she worked as a maid for some evil, twisted people who forbade her from using the toilet at work. 9 to 5. She had to force herself to hold a full bladder daily for hours at a time. This is a great way to get kidney stones, which in turn can cause obstruction and damage the kidneys. She was so sweet and lovely, and it just really got to me that people could be so needlessly maleficent. Man, some people ain't even trying to be evil. All they know is selfishness. And when they're used to just dishing out commands regardless of the consequence, they don't know how fucking stupid and bastardly they can be. My bing bong. What is bet on about? Uh-huh. Okay. Right. Number 19. I work. I'm sorry. Shut up. Why are you laughing? Oh my God. You're laughing at me. Come on. 19. I worked in an orthopedic clinic and we had a woman come in to have her shoulder replaced. She was pregnant. A man broke into her house with a shotgun, killed her husband, shot her in the shoulder, and then killed himself. I don't know the reason. All I know is that she's now a future single mother with a dominant arm that was basically non-functional. Well, damn. Well, damn. Somebody said this whole thread is devastating. Here's hoping it gets danker as we proceed up the list. I wonder if this will be someone's first list. That'd be pretty interesting. As we arrive at number 18 on the list of 25 worst things patient went through. Sorry. Oh my God. Hold on. I'm so sorry. Okay. Number 18 reads, hearing the news that their newly transplanted heart is being rejected by their body. Early stages are treatable, and the protocol for testing is there for a reason. But even knowing all of that, it's scary as shit to be given another chance at life and then have it all be hanging in the balance again so soon. Oh my fucking God. You put a heart in a motherfucker and have to, you know, it's your body's rejecting it? Jesus Christ. Okay, number 17. Basically, anytime a patient, especially elderly, is hanging on with every possible form of life support, vent, dialysis, repetitive coding, and the family refuses to make them a do not resuscitate. I know it is a hard decision to make, I know you don't want to see them die. You also... What the Bing Flubles?
Happy Valentine's Day.
Wow.
I hope that if you have a partner, they tell you how much you mean to them. If you're single, hey, pamper yourself and love yourself. You all deserve that, because you're all amazing people.
Dee is a pretty special person, guys. I feel like we're all lucky to not just know her, but to know each other and be able to have time to spend with one another. So let's try not to take that for granted, you know? I appreciate you all, and I hope that, you know, people in your lives will be as wonderful as Dia is in my life, and as many of you are in each other's lives. Bing bong. Sorry. All right, I'm done being a weirdo. I'm sorry. Thank you, Dia. You're really wonderful. That was super sweet, and I can't handle her, and she knows it. So there's that. But number 17, basically anytime a patient, you know, is having a hard time, especially elderly people, and the family refuses to make them do not resuscitate. I know it's a hard decision to make. I know you don't want to see them die. You also don't want to be in the room when they code. You don't want to be in the room when the third time they code, wondering if we'll be able to bring your loved one back again, just to see his chest rise and fall mechanically, to see him being turned every hour and leaving the room so that your modest dad can have some privacy while we clean him up. because he can't control his bowels. Please think about what the person would have wanted. Jeez. You know, the other day I was talking to Dia, and I hope that she's not upset about me bringing this up, because it's totally hypothetical and stupid. We were talking about zombies, okay? We were talking about the idea that, say we have, well, damn, Jesus.
I want to spread my love too. B-D tilde tilde tilde.
I like that. I love that Melissa pronounced it BD tilde 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 when you were just trying to make a big dick to shake it all around, showing that you're spreading love with your donation too. This is just dick waving central out here, except for Ria's titty waving central out here, okay? All right, it's not a competition. You guys are all brimming with love. But listen, let me get to this anecdote real quick so I can get through it. We were talking about, I guess, the moral struggle of having like a sibling or a loved one that turns, right? And then, you know, having to be the one to put them out of their misery before, you know, they can harm other people or even harm you, and then you both end up harming other people. It seems like a no-brainer to me, but for her, of course, you know, there's the emotional connection of this being a person that you've known and loved, blah, 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 blah. And the analogy I posed to her was, okay, imagine you're drunk, okay? Imagine you're drunk as hell. And this has also come up in one of the recent videos that I made with Haru while I was doing some kind of, we were doing like a fight compilation. And the analogy that I used is like with the zombies is, imagine you're drunk, okay? And you've pissed your pants and you're about to be fucking violent with other people, and you're raising your voice and you're being loud and you're swearing and you're being obnoxious and you're really foolish right now. You're about to genuinely make things worse. You're about to make a fool of yourself. The police could get involved. You could end up in jail. You could hurt yourself, you know what I mean? And you could hurt other people, you name it. Would it be assumed that the person who becomes drunk has the loved one's permission to forcibly and physically remove them out of that situation so that they don't make a fool of themselves? The answer must be, you know, unequivocally yes, right? The drunk person, even though they're drunk right now, the sober version of them would have that permission to just freaking, you know, be taken out of that situation. So I think in the same way, you know, without it really needing to be discussed, if any of us turned into a zombie, right? Or some equivalent where we're just so belligerent and crazy that we're becoming a danger not only to ourselves, but the people around us, you know, not only are we not that person anymore. I love that this anecdote has run away. I'm always talking about some bullshit. But, you know, the bottom line is, I don't think it should be a question. A bullet should go into the brain. And look, man, I want you all to like this video right now, because my heart goes out to whoever is rolling their eyes mad as hell that I'm just talking about some zombie anecdote. But look, you know what's fault it is? It's the donations' fault, because they just, it's like an orgasm, and then I just start talking about bullshit. You know what I mean? You know, back in my day, I used to play a game called Cuphead, you know? Oh my god. Linda says, night, Emmy. Feel better soon. Why is Emmy leaving? But Emmy can eat gluten now. Emmy says, I think I'm going to bed. I didn't have a very good day and I'm exhausted. I shouldn't have read her that story. I shouldn't have read her the story about the mommies leaving the baby. Tree Fitty.
Always wanted to do this. Now I can. Love ya.
Damn, Alexis B. I appreciate you know, realizing something that you've always wanted to do. What a sexy gift it makes for this Valentine's Day. And it looks a lot like that may have actually been a Tree Fitty donation. And I know you know I like Tree Fitty.
What's Tree Fitty?
$3.50.
Tree Fitty. Tree Fitty.
I appreciate you now. I appreciate you now. Guys, as we dive back into the list, as I issue my humble apology, I really didn't expect you guys to fucking obliterate this stupid, you know, goal that I set, assuming that it's going to take a couple of days to be reached, you know, but here you are. Look, you're already at 93%. My bing bong. As we go to number 16. Oh man, this one's got bullet points. And the dude begins the post saying, "Where do I start? Okay? Where do I start? Okay?" There was this young girl who came in with maggots in her infected Achilles tendon. Wasn't fun for either of us. It wasn't fun. I'm sorry, my mustache here was like itching my nose. I need to trim it. I'm sorry. God, I'm such an idiot. Another one says, 2-year-old boy born to a mentally challenged parent who brought him to the hospital at the 11th hour and kept taking him off of his oxygen and then have him lie flat even after I patiently explained why he couldn't play. His lungs filled with fluid and oozed out of his nose and mouth, and I desperately tried to suction it and give him CPR. This still haunts me. It is implied that she lost that kid, dudes. Yo, ladies, I love you to death. And I know I'm Kyle and it's impossible for me not to be gnarly. I easily could have read another list that was all about like, hey dudes with high maintenance ladies, what did you have to do for a crazy night for your woman? And I was like, fuck that. We doing the hospital stories. You know what I'm talking about? And here we are. And these are a little bit more, gnarly than I expected them to be. Roger Blankenship says, if it lightens the mood, Kyle, my girlfriend's stepmom showed us a picture of a girl that got her nipple caught in the door. And that shit looked like it hurt.
That sounds awful.
We don't want to hear about that, dude. That's a really painful part of the body to have something happen to, dude. The nipple, like it got ripped off or something. Jesus Christ. There are really only a few things that make me cringe, and like fingernail shit, nipple stuff. Like somebody could show me a video of a person banging their little toe on the corner or something, and I would just, my toes would curl right now. I'd be like, oh, you know what I'm talking about? Oh. I love it when Michael Davis does that thing, because that's exactly how I do my hand when I think of gnarly. You know what I'm talking about? Roger, calm that down. Goddamn. Everybody join the Discord if you guys aren't in the Discord. This is the type of crap that, that guy's all about all the time. A hello to Lissa and Senpai Queen. Hello, my man Lexeus. It's good to see you. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. As we go down these bullet points, not a patient, but his mom. She brought him in with a high fever, saying that he wouldn't wake up. The kid was brain dead. Meningitis. How do you tell a parent that their only son will never wake up? Shit. Operating table. A guy let his abdominal stitches fester and ulcerate. I could see his intestines inflamed and glued together. He somehow survived. A happy ending. Young girl comes in unconscious. We diagnose her with malaria. We do blood tests and find out that she also has type 1 diabetes. No one knew. Treating her was tricky, but I was adamant to make... What the fuck is that? What was that? Why did I just see coins dipping into my monkey jar? The plot thickens, my nigga. Okay, but this stream's haunted. Ooh, wait a minute. There was probably a donation because it says that we're at 100%, guys.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I'll wake up the dolphin for that. Hey, wake up! All right, yeah. Let's give the stream a round of applause. Wow, guys. Sometimes I just can't believe it. I put it up so that it'll be reached inevitably, and you guys just. We're not even through it, and you do it. We're not even through it, and you do it. So, wow. Someone tipped. I'm going to go ahead and look because no one should be left out. It was Jessica Cleveland, I believe. Was that you, Jessica Cleveland? I think it was Jessica Cleveland. She donated $1.95. Forgive me. I think I I think I rose the threshold for triggering the stream triggers because, we had somebody in here recently that was kind of abusing that and interrupting it. And, forgive me, Jessica, but I see you. and I appreciate that you, I like the idea of a haunted tip jar, maybe. You know, that was better. Ooh, so spooky. Who's donating? Would that be amazing if you guys could figure out a way to like ghost donate and it plays like a Goosebumps theme, like bloom, 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 bloom. Yeah, that'd be so whack. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. This is a serious list. I'm sorry. Young girl comes in unconscious. She has malaria. She's type 1 diabetes, no one knows. Treating her was tricky, but I was adamant to make her better. She was literally burning from a fever and was in a deep coma. Third day, she awakes and asks for water. Dies that night. God help me, I have never cried more than I did when I heard. Dia, no!
I tell a cheesy Valentine's Day pun, but I'm sure you'd all whine about it.
Dia,
winking face.
Say whatever the hell you want to say, Dia. You clearly run this damn stream. I told your ass to write in the stream chat, and you're not doing it. Oh my god, Dia, stop. Okay, thank you. Stop. Okay, oh my god. This is why, guys, like the video. Because liking it is what makes it more accessible to other people who aren't a part of the channel right now. And I'm not saying that there need to be donations, but what I'm saying is that if there are gonna be donations, I'd like other people to start doing that from now on. You guys have really been destroying these things for a considerable amount of time, and I love you, and I want to feel like I just feel like I owe you guys, man. I really do. So let me Dia the Disobeyer. Don't give her a title. You know what I mean? And she won't comment either. I told her to comment, and she's like, no. I wonder if she's listening to this giggling up a storm. Fucking Dia, dude. You know she's like a little munchkin. Alright, look, sorry. Foreigner's gangrene, that's all I'm saying. She's already a mod? Damn it. What am I going to do to her now? I'm going to have to figure out a way to accolade her ass. I gotta Dia it up. Oh, did I make the joke? Yeah, I probably made a variation of that joke before. It's bad enough to be something I've said before, yeah. Oh boy. It really... Oh my god. We don't know what Foreigner's gangrene is, and we should Google it.
Google it.
That's a risky Google, ma'am. That's a risky Google. I'm gonna image it. You ready?
I told you not to Google it.
Why did it have to be crotch?
What did I say?
What do you mean, what do you say? What the fuck?
I told you not to Google it.
What you mean? What you say?
I said not to Google it.
What you mean?
You should listen to me more often.
Yo, what you say? What you say? What you say? What you say? That really went. No, not that one. God, I hate that Jason Derulo comes up instead of Emotion Heap. I hate that everybody has ruined my, I want that on a soundboard, damn it. Do I have to upload everything? I have to upload everything to my own soundboard. That's bullshit.
What you say?
There you go, there you go. That you only meant well, because you're dead. Alright, look. I'm gonna go ahead and favorite that. Even though I can't because I don't have my login information. Forget it. Fucking get it. Everything doesn't work. Everything doesn't work for me. Hey, look, we gonna roll. None of that happened. Alright? A guy had a twisted spine and an enlarged heart. He could barely breathe. You know, I've got a thick skin and an elastic heart. Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. Pregnant woman specified, or specifically was told that she could never safely carry a baby due to a heart condition. She got pregnant. Heart was overloaded. She struggled with every breath. But did she make it? Kyle the disobeyer. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Oh, no, yeah, now me. Oh, Kyle the disobeyer. Ooh, okay. Now, schizophrenic, women gave birth. She was off her meds to allow for breastfeeding and was instead on a course of family support and reassurance. She knew she was sick but wanted to take care of her baby. At the same time, she knew she couldn't. It was heartbreaking. She wouldn't nurse her infant. She kept telling me with tears in her eyes that her baby hated her for not being able to take care of her. Wow, no, that's not, come on. There's alternatives. Yeah, woman's so emotional, but she pregnant. This was her most emotional time of her life. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, he got a thick skin and an elastic heart. Sorry. You know, guys, you want to know a secret about Emily? Emily loves Sia. Emily loves Sia, guys. Quote some Sia the next time she's in here, and she'll be all like, "Oh my God, my body." That's what she'll say.
That's what she'll say.
My body.
Number 15. While a student, family was hit by an 18-wheeler. God damn. Both children and the wife were killed instantly. The husband wakes up 2 weeks later. The first thing he asked was about his family. Watching them break the news to this poor guy, the look on his face. That's not funny, but damn, dude. Somebody said, "Oh, Jesus. How did he react? What are we, news reporters now? Should we be out at a Florida school letting these kids know, hey, when they were shooting bullets at your ass, I saw you got shot. How did that feel?" You know what I'm talking about? Put a camera in his face, get that microphone in there, assholes. Like anyone who is terrified and gets the worst fucking news of their life, he had to do rehab by himself, had family come visit, but you could see this dude was broken and done. I worked in the x-ray department, so we were doing x-rays on him once every few days. He got pretty mangled in the accident itself. Oh my God. Hey, it's Emily. I wonder if she's like ghost watching the stream. No, she's not. She sent out like a bedtime snap. Oh my God. My phone collected Sia to Dia. Ooh. I looked up vape pens today, guys.
Yeah. Why?
For science. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna start vaping. I'm looking for something to. I want. Look, I'm not gonna smoke any weed. I'm just saying. But what I want to get is a vape pen that has the ability to harness the raw power of herbs. You know what I'm talking about?
Why?
Woo! Harness the power of herbs.
What for?
Harness the power of herbs.
Why?
Harness the power of herbs.
What
Harness the
for?
power of herbs.
Why?
Herbs.
Why?
Power.
Why?
Harness.
Why?
Number 14. Emergency room. An old lady came in. I don't know what for, but she came in from a nursing home. There is no way to describe accurately how horrific this woman's conditions were. Stop reading this as like it's a comedy. Don't read shit like it's a green text on 4chan, Kyle. You're so bad. Fucking give this the attention it deserves. Forgive me. There is no way to describe accurately how horrific this woman's condition was. The patient didn't go through this in the hospital, so I don't know if it really answers your questions, but here it goes. Her hair, it was so matted and dirty that it seemed like the bugs that lived in it couldn't even get to the center of the dreadlock. They ended up cutting most of it off. Her skin was just straight up open, infected, and oozing with sores. Picture like maybe if you took someone's skin off and laid it flat, then took a hole punch to the entire thing and then put it back on. It was hundreds. God, my fucking, I feel like I'm gonna have heartburn now.
Ate too much chocolate.
Okay. Now, okay, it was hundreds of small, round, infected, smelly, gooey, painful sores on her entire back, butt, and legs. Now her mouth, the decaying and missing teeth were nothing. What was something? Something that we couldn't figure out? Was the mold? Just straight up, mossy mold. Originally, we thought she had a napkin in her mouth or was eating toilet paper. Nope, just mold. I had to leave the room because I kept throwing up. This is on top of the regular blood, poop, and pee that they always come in with and smelling like. This lady smelled worse than a dead body. Thank the Lord Jesus and all of his nurses and all of the king's men for putting this bitch back to, because those people handled the situation like champs. They cut off her hair, patched her up, cleaned her mouth. She looked and smelled and spoke like a new person. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Number 13, boy. We need to get out of here. I had no idea what I was biting off in this list. And that's pretty cool in one way, but in another way, we need to get out of here. Number 13, I volunteered in a children's hospital throughout high school. There was a 16-year-old patient there who had spina bifida and had no feeling beneath the waist. He had routine surgery, was expected to be in the hospital for about a week. The worst thing I've ever seen was the look on his face when he told me that the doctors had found MRSA on both of his legs, and he wouldn't be leaving the hospital anytime soon. Hospital trips are kind of funny. The first week everyone wants to visit you, but after that, guests seem to taper off dramatically. I remember him stating that the hardest thing for him was the lack of social support beyond his family, and to a much lesser extent myself, as this was like the year before Facebook really being a thing that everybody had. Happy ending though, he eventually did recover from MRSA after spending around 6 months in the hospital. Lucky him, he conquered it. He got over it. Shit. Could have been scary. You know? Too bad a Nintendo Switch didn't come out yet, so we could play all 2 of those games, you know? All 2 of those games. I said it, Nintendo Switch only has 2 games, number 12. Doctor here. And I'm beginning to think Nintendo needs a doctor because they only have 2 games. I'm sorry. Saw a previously very old lad in A&E who had fallen in his small bathroom and become trapped between the toilet and the wall with his knees flexed. His thighs were pressed against the edge of the bowl and his feet were squeezed up behind him. The paramedics found him after 48 hours in that position. He came to the hospital with 2 completely black legs. Rhabdomyolysis, muscle breakdown, and renal failure. Vascular surgery wouldn't amputate. ITU wouldn't take him. And he died 2 hours later. Wow. Yo, what a fucking gruesome list, yo. We all live with the vague understanding that our body is a fucking whimsical, you know, little Willy Wonka styled fucking factory, right? The respiratory system is a miracle and there are things going on that we don't really understand, but we know that if just the slightest part of the human machine breaks down, that we can be in serious fucking trouble, you know, and we just live our lives hoping that everything's gonna be fine. But my God, this is throwing some stuff in our face that, like, holy shit, I don't want to think about it though, you know? I don't want to think about it though. Ooh, number 11. I worked in a mental hospital, fucking dementia. Oh no. Oh boy, this is getting me hot. This whole list is getting me hot, not in the sexy way, in the temperature way. okay? Horrible, horrible disease that affects the people you love more than you, because on the good days, you don't know you have it. I've seen people screaming out for their wife/husband who died years ago. What do you tell them? They're dead? Why put them through that again? Do you lie and say that they're on their way or shopping or somewhere else, knowing that will placate them for the 10 to 15 minutes until they ask again? Dementia, dude. I don't think there's an illness worse. Oh my God. Number 10. This is the gnarliest shit. Are you getting sad? You want to get out of here? Get out of here. Get out of here and I'll finish the...
I am comfy where I am.
Oh my God. Number 10, man. I should put on... I'm gonna put on creepy music and read it like I was in the second. Okay, it's not funny. Okay, I was in my second clinical rotation as a nursing student. We were assigned patients, and the patient I was assigned to was a grumpy old guy who was 79. He had a good sense of humor, but you had to tread carefully around him. He had chronic pain and was diagnosed with colon cancer. His son would visit in the mornings, just in time to talk to the doctors doing their morning rounds. His wife had passed a few years earlier. I was helping him get ready for breakfast when the doctor walked in. This was pretty typical, but he was anxious to see the doctor today as he had just had a bunch of tests done and was hoping to hear some results so that he could be discharged to go home. I usually just finish up whatever I am doing and leave so that the patient and the doctor can talk privately. But that morning, this son was not able to make it in, and my patient asked if I could stay in the room with him to hear everything, in case he missed something. I said, sir, no problem, as long as the doctor is okay with it as well. Some doctors don't like dealing with students. The doctor just got right to the point. The cancer had spread, and there was nothing more they could do. The palliative team would be coming to meet with him this afternoon to discuss where he could be transferred to during his final days. My patient thought the doctor was joking and started to laugh, then just sat there with a completely blank look. As a student, I was not prepared to know how to comfort someone in that situation, and it was something I didn't have experience with. I felt awful because 10 minutes before he got this news, he was telling me he couldn't wait to see his cat once he got home. For the next week, he did not get out of bed. He refused to eat, take medication, or shower. And then I came in one day and he was transferred out. That's life, ladies and gentlemen. That's life. Some bleak shit. You guys are in store for some bleak shit. You know? I love you guys. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm always here for you. I love you. And with angels like Dia rolling around in your lives, you guys will be fine. You know what I mean? But fuck me. This shit is scary, man. Like a light switch. That dude's life just changed. Done. Number 9. I got sent to a pediatric ICU to watch over a 16-year-old who tried to shoot himself in the head in a failed suicide attempt. He broke the bones that hold his eyes in. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Yo, I just looked over at Hannah and she was looking up at the wall like, God. It's not funny and I'm very sorry. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's just like, yo, it's as if I'm reading from a book of horrors. and she's subjecting herself to this. I'm like, look, you can get the fuck out of this room at any point. And she's like, no, I'm staying in here. And then I'm like, he tried to kill himself, but he missed and he broke the bones that keep his eyeballs in. And the look on her face was like, oh my God. I'm so sorry.
It doesn't even bother me.
Okay, whatever. You just had a look on your face looking up at the wall like, fuck damn it. I'm done. Okay, oh my god. Okay, none of that happened. Let's go ahead and edit it out. Woo. Number 9. I got sent to the pediatric ICU to watch over a 16-year-old who tried to shoot himself in the head in a failed suicide attempt. He broke the bones that held his eyes in and lost all function of his eyes for obvious reasons. He also shattered the part of the skull holding the brain out of his upper sinus. He was very confused and obviously terrified. He had just learned he was going to be blind for the rest of his life and needed a new skull fragment put in to keep the brain in place. On top of all of this, his divorced parents were fighting. The dad blamed the mom because he used her gun, and the mom then refused to let the dad visit by not giving him the special code you need to get up into the unit. It was the single most fucked up night I've worked, and I refuse to go to that unit ever again. Son of a bitch. Yo, there are 43 of you. Go ahead and like this video so I can know which of you guys are the gnarliest. This goes to you too, watching the video after the fact when it's already uploaded. Give me 100 likes on this video so I can see just how scary some of you people actually are. Is this what you guys want? Oh my god. Aaron Deere said he didn't see that coming in the stream chat. You proud of that, my dude? Y'all think I'm the monster? Okay. Happy Valentine's Day. A story of my time in the hospital last year. Okay? I'm just full of inside jokes, okay? You know? And by jokes, I mean things that I repeat more than once, and now it's like an in-joke, apparently, right?
That's not an in-joke.
You know, Shangri-La, guys. You know what I mean? Ain't that a Pringle in their asshole? Slapping on some toast, okay? Number 8. I saw a couple lose their baby very suddenly one day before the due date. I saw a man get all of his affairs together and quit his job with a rare terminal illness and then live. Ooh, that's scary. That's scary. You know? Getting all your affairs in order and then you live. Number 7, a guy got in a car accident and broke his back and was told that he'd never walk again. When they tried doing therapy, he started wiggling his toes, so some hope came back into the picture. The transport dropped him when transferring him from the bed to the stretcher and broke his back all over again. That was 20 years ago, and now he has never moved a toe again. Don't forget to lock the bed or brace of the stretcher, kids. Couldn't he have sued their ass? He could have sued the shit out their ass. But now he has no lower feeling in like his cock and balls. That's when you're not a man anymore, man. What's the point? You know? Cock and ball feeling has gone again. Money in the world can't reverse sin. Sorry. Man, what would I do with all the money in the world if I can't use my cock and balls? Even a bionic cock and balls. Maybe I can make a bionic cock and balls that would...
Can you feel them?
No, but like I could connect it to the brain so that it releases the you know, when I'm getting there. Don't laugh at me. I'm funny. I mean, I make sense. I'm a smart guy. Sure. Come on, that's what everybody bangs for. They read for the you know what I mean? Edit. Somebody says bonus points. I also forgot about the little boy whose brother jumped off the top bunk bed to help him do the splits. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, number 6. This has been gilded. This can't be good. This has been gilded. This can't be good. I was working as a nurse assistant on a neuroscience floor. At the morning huddle, I was told that one of my patients was a 40-year-old woman who had had a sudden brain aneurysm. She was not going to make it. I was warned that most of her family was in the room and to be respectful when I went in to take vitals, as this was obviously a traumatic time for her and her family. Later that day, as I went to take her vitals, Her family was surprisingly welcoming and talkative, probably as a coping mechanism to deal with the situation. Her brother was especially nice, asking me how my day was going, telling me about his wife and daughter. I was pretty amazed at his resolve. He was clearly the emotional rock of his family. I wrapped up the vitals, and after a little chat, I went about my rounding to take vitals on... Sorry, my chest was bothering the shit out of me. Okay. Her brother was especially nice, asking me how my day was going, telling me about his wife and daughter, and I was pretty amazed at his resolve. He was clearly the emotional rock of this family. I wrapped up the vitals, and after a little chat, I went about my rounding to take my vitals off of the other patients, and I had gotten 3 rooms down when I heard the most disturbing, ungodly scream. I jumped out of the room I was in and looked back to find the brother collapsing to the floor, moaning and crying like I'd never seen anyone before. It's a sight and sound I will never forget. Given his prior composure, I was shocked that this was his reaction to presumably his sister finally passing. A while later, I make my way past the nurse's station where some of the staff are huddled together, visibly upset. I come to find out that about 5 minutes after I left his sister's room, he had gotten a phone call from the police telling him that his wife and daughter had been killed in a car accident on their way to the hospital.
That's awful.
It's been 5 years since this happened, and I've still not been able to come to grips with the depths of loss that this man suffered on one day. Oh, man. Number 5, ICU. Lady who was roughly 40, paralyzed from the chest down due to a car accident years prior, currently on a ventilator through a trach, and had a permanent feeding tube inserted into her stomach. When I saw her, she had a bleed in her stomach that was seeping out through the tube and kept pulling out her trach in an effort to end it all. They ended up having to sedate her pretty heavily to keep her from repeatedly pulling the tube out. Seeing her pull the tube loose and watching her actively begin to suffocate with a totally blank look in her eyes was chilling. They don't push shit like this in movies, baby. Screenwriters, roll this shit into your fucking script. Y'all want some chilling shit? Y'all want some shit to just make people get the fuck up and leave your pussy ass theater? That kind of marketing sells the movie on its own, baby. Yeah, and then they all got up and left the theater. Oh boy. Oh boy, somebody responds, as nurses and doctors as well, we really need to get better at the end of life discussions. So many people get horrible things done to them because the family wants everything done for them, when a simple explanation of heroic measures and why they wouldn't be beneficial to that person could change things, okay? Same with things like humanely withdrawing care. If someone doesn't want to live anymore, 9 times out of 10, we can't make their bodies live anyway. Ooh. Somebody else says, I work in the ICU. I always try to keep a patient's exit plan in mind, and I try to explain clearly what's going on. Some families aren't really going to hear it, and there's nothing that can be done there, but all the same, I try to be clear. I think the worst field in that regard is by far oncology. I've joked a time or two that I've never seen someone die from cancer. I've seen plenty of people die from chemo. That's not to say chemo is never the answer, of course, especially as an additional therapy along with surgery. Just make sure there's a real exit strategy and get a real idea for what your life is going to be after treatment. I think quality of life needs to be a larger focus for the medical community in general, and I think politicians need to be forced out of the discussion altogether. That's the whole other conversation, though. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is terrible, man. This is getting terrible. But number 4, as we inch through this trying list of 25 worst patients. I can't even read. Jesus. I can't do this. It's pretty dope. 25 worst things patients went through. Number 4. I cleaned the rooms of the ER in my local hospital as a summer job. This woman in her 40s was dying from cancer, and she had a room in the ER for a couple of days to wait for another room in another service. She looked fine for someone who was dying. I mean, she was bald, looked ill, but she was nice and lovely to be around, cheerful, etc. One time I was cleaning the corridor when I heard cries from her room. I opened the door, and there she was on the floor. She fell from her bed after trying to walk to the bathroom. I helped her to the bathroom as she was crying, in pain and in fear because she realized that she could not walk anymore and that her end was coming. She broke my heart. It was the first I realized where I was really working. Yeah, dude, you're working in a place where people die, dude. Scary. Joshua Bryan says, oh, your voice is so perfect for everything, but it's so weird hearing your great voice with such dark stuff. You must be new here, Josh. Haha, like you, man. Thank you. Oh, Aqua says his voice is great whatever he reads. Oh, that's so sweet and sexy of her to say. Wow, that's so hot. Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day, Aqua. Okay. But yeah, no, we're almost done. You know, we have made it to the final 3 in this list, and they can't be any scarier than like the dead the moms giving up the baby one, man. Something about that one just really sucked. So here we go. Number 3. I had a 94-year-old woman who had been beaten by her niece so horribly that she was intubated in the ICU. This woman was in pure agony and her family wanted to do everything for her. Oh my God, dude, she's 94 and the niece beat her ass. Come on. Come to find out that they were keeping her alive and collecting her social security check. While cleaning her up, she grabs my arm and holds it tight. Huge tears well up in her eyes. She looks at me and mouths over the ET tube, I want to die. Please let me die. That night, I sobbed the entire way home. Boy. Number 2. Okay. When I was in high school, I took a CNA course. We did our clinicals at a state-run nursing home. There was one patient who was 89 years old. He had stage 4 pancreatic cancer and dementia. She was married and at one point... No, she was married at one point, but her husband had died. They had 8 children. All of them had died. All of her siblings, friends, and close relatives were dead. She first entered the home about 4 years before she died once she realized she really couldn't care for herself anymore because of age, general health problems that accompany living for 85 years, and later developing other ailments. By the time I got there, most days she didn't know where she was, but would have days where she was lucid, she would remember her cancer, and that she was alone. Those days she would cry a lot. As the lucid days got further and further apart, her physical health declined. She got to where she would only eat if I was the one feeding her. I went in on weekends after school to try to get her to eat and drink anything. Watching that poor woman have to face the reality of her cancer over and over again, then realize she was alone in the world was horrible. The day she died, I walked by her room as they were cleaning out her things. I saw a picture of her sister. We didn't look identical to one another, but we favored each other. I think she thought I was her sister. People imagine horrible ways to die, but dementia is by far the worst way to live, is the way that this should fucking read. Are you kidding me? Dementia ain't playing, boy. That is not a way to live. That other post said it fucking properly, dude. When somebody's got dementia and they're screaming out for loved ones that are dead, you know, do you tell them that they're dead, so they relive it again? Do you tell them that they're just out and they'll be back? Because they're just going to end up asking the question again in another couple of minutes or hours. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on this journey. Thank you for destroying the, oh my God. My body is rejecting this list. Thank you for destroying the goal that was not supposed to be a tonight goal, guys. It was supposed to be like a, you know, however long it takes goal. Special thanks to Jesus and Alexis, Jessica Cleveland, and of course, Dia. I want to thank my illustrious sponsors, you know. These guys are the Pokemon that even with a Master Ball you can't catch. They're total glitches, man. They'll be fixed in the next patch. I want to thank my patrons for doing what they do. You know, they're like the version of the game that you like before they totally ruin it with all the patches. Yeah. You guys are amazing. And with that, I want to thank you for, you know, liking the video, being here as we travel up to the #1 entry on the 25 worst things patients went through. This can't be that bad. This is, you know, sometimes on a list, the top voted thing is just what got there first. You know what I mean? I happen to hope that this won't be the worst. And maybe we'll go to eye bleach at the end of this so that we can wash some of this out of our fucking minds. #1, patient got into a bad car accident. She ended up with brain damage. Her 2-year-old child ended up passing away. Every day she would wake up and not remember the accident. All day she would ask to see her child and walk down to the gift shop to buy toys for them. Her husband would have to go back and return the toys later. Some days he wouldn't tell her about the accident because it was just too much going through the grief and crying over and over again. It's scary that we just talked about dementia. And what do? You know? Do you have them keep reliving it, you know? Baba Booey. Jesus says, I got a Rayquaza today. I caught a Rayquaza yesterday, okay? Yeah, alright, buddy. Rayquaza licks my balls. Okay, look, man, you already know my stance on Pokemon Go. And the bottom line is, the fact that the game don't have trading in it just shows you just how hard fucking, you know, Niantic dropped the ball. It's one thing to drop a ball, ladies and gentlemen. It's another thing to take a ball up into orbit and then just, you know, point that thing down at the planet and see just how far you can bury that motherfucker when it makes impact with the Earth's surface. And that's what Niantic did. Fuck them, you know? Pokemon is a what? Trading game. And hey, they didn't put it in there. So guess what? Recently they had an event where you could catch a Pikachu that knows surf. I caught a bunch of those. And the only thing that I give a shit about is in the future, when they inevitably release a new Pokemon game for Nintendo Switch, maybe I'll be able to trade some of this shit that I got in this stupid ass Pokemon Go app into the fucking real game. Okay? Because that's what Pokemon Go feels like at this point, is a fake ass Pokemon game. Why are we talking about Pokemon? I thought it was real stuff over there falling. So let me take you guys to eye bleach. I really hope that, you know, you guys had nothing to do with this shooting today that happened. You know, I don't believe that my reach as far as subscribers goes that far. But if you know anybody or, you know, have been through anything, I'm very sorry. Because that sucks out there, you know. Oh my God, they're so cute. Oh my God. Even the big one is so cute. The big one is so cute.
It is. I love the little mouths. Amanda's fat cat, Tank,
Huh.
has a little tiny mouth. It's so cute.
Doggies, doggies. What's that, a bunny?
Or a cat.
Oh, it's a cat, yeah. Just buried his face like that.
I fell asleep that way the other day.
Oh boy.
Pretty pathetic.
Guys, I'm going to be forward with you guys. I'm going to get really busy tomorrow, and odds are I'm not going to be able to record the list at its normal time. So what I'll do is I'll record the list earlier in the day, and I'll endeavor to make a little, you know, hopefully like a 30-minute, you know, heads up of when I'll be making it. Or I could... What are you doing? Dog, you are crazy. Oh boy, puppies are cute. Linda Tillman says, Kyle Quiplash, darling, I love you. And you know what? You can shoot me dead, Linda, if by this weekend we don't play Quiplash. Because I know it's what you want so bad. But, yeah, no, I have to get up early tomorrow. And to be honest, I didn't do well today either. And, you know, I'm the last person that needs to be fucking counted on for some early morning bullshit. But hey, that's what's up, you know? And I can't get enough of you guys for roses are red, violets are blue. You love doggos and doggos love you. This is for Emmy. I like kitty cats. That kitty cat's ugly though. Ooh, look at his eyeballs.
Yeah, he's blind.
He's blind?
Yeah.
Oh no.
He's got the coolest eyes.
Oh whoa, Zeus is blind.
Yeah.
But it looks like he has stars in his eyes.
Yep.
Poor owl. What do blind owls do?
They live in someone's home or something.
That sucks.
Yeah. Or at a sanctuary, probably.
Wait, did somebody just leave a comment on one of my videos saying that they've been self-harming for years? What the fuck is that? People leave the craziest comments on my videos, man. And it's always happening. What if I endeavor to make a million fucking videos on YouTube that people watch at least once? That one person watches each. And then I can be like, I have 1 million views on YouTube, buddy. That's right. Yeah, but you get my point, is that, you know. Oh! I didn't close it!
Why did you close that?
I thought I did!
Keep going through it, Bleach.
Oh,
Keep scrolling.
no! No, no. Yo. Bunny in a carrying case, please. Oh my god. Fist bump kitty, yep. Mm-hmm. He's a cute kitty.
It is very cute.
Oh my god, what a nightmare. Oh my god, what a nightmare. So guys, I will catch you soon. Thank you for being you. Please stay amazing, and we'll try our best not to get in trouble on YouTube. I'm not so great at it, you know. It's problematic, really. Oh boy. So catch me soon, you know what I mean? Don't look up my memes that I've made that are totally insensitive to situations, you know. I just enjoy being different people on the internet, and one of the people that I am, unfortunately, is a monster, you know, that just likes... It's not that dank, god damn. You guys know I got banned from dank memes because I posted this shit? It was worth it. It was worth it, okay? It was worth it. Right? Ooh, that's doing well. That's doing well. I wrote Dank Memes banned me for this post. Somebody says, wear it as a badge of honor. Dank Memes is a shithole. It really is. Dank Memes is a shithole. Make fun of a tragedy of the religion of peace and you get banned. Call people niggers and faggots and it's totally cool. Yeah. Fucking Dank Memes is a joke, man. It's just the mods are faggots. You expect that on any subreddit, but why couldn't I do that when Dank Memes lost their fucking mind on school shooting like memes last year?
Yeah.
To the point where it was the only thing. I would argue that Dank Memes wouldn't even be what it is without them fucking school shooting memes. It was just pathetic. It was just pathetic. Nigga, no. No. I think this is a picture ripped from Snapchat.
Oh no.
Yo. Oh my God. I'm not reading that. Yo, we got to get out of here before it gets too internet for anybody's good, all right? I love you guys. Hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day. I hope you do what you do. You know, come on, internet. Come on, boy. Even I didn't go that far, okay? I had to keep it in the Simpsons universe, okay? If you appreciate my meme, click through to the Discord. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for being part of Dia's Angels, you know. And, you know, my body too bootylicious for you, babe. Okay? Love you. Have a great night. Wow.